I'm good. I just need to cancel the cable.
May I ask the reason for the cancellation?
My girlfriend and I broke up and I'm moving out.
Oh no. I'm so sorry your relationship fell apart, Mr. Herman.
Hi, this is DH Dunn, and I'm here to ask one basic question. Hi, this is Will at KirkSteven Tech Support. How can I help you? Yep, you guys asked for more call center, and I am more than happy to jump back in. We are going into day 11 of call center, and I went to check on the file, because I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have to go. I really feel like the next logical step is to go to Ash Canyon, get the woodworking kit. It's the only place I know where there is one. I know there's two more, but I don't know where they are. And get going on that. Turns out we already started that. So we're in Mountaineers. So we're on a road trip, a business trip for William and KirkSteven as we attempt to go get that kit. So let's see how we're set up. Condition is not great. I forgot this is the run with Frostbite. I was talking about Frostbite in my video yesterday. Okay, so going by categories. Not a lot of fuel, but a decent amount of matches, but we're going to Ash Canyon where that will be taken care of. We have A-Stim. Clothing. I'll evaluate clothing in the other screen. I'm still waking up. Plenty of tea. Okay amount of coffee. Lots of water. Decent amount of cattails. And, we'll find cattails on the way. Food is not going to be a huge issue either. Shouldn't be. Do I see... Okay, we have Old Man's Beard. That's good. Alright, we got some reishi. Couple books. We got a bedroll. That's fantastic. Over on the clothing side, pretty decent. Got the Mackinac. I actually feel like the Mackinac makes more sense on the outside. So it's got a little bit better armor and a little bit better wind protection. Got the double toques. Okay. Yeah, alright. And I assume I've looted everything here because it's me. Yeah. Time of day is not great. I would not want to go right now. We could definitely break this down. So, here's the funny part. I don't think this episode's going to be that funny. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but part of the fun of call center is
anything right now.
Will interrupting you when you're trying to talk. Is all the, base customization. And we're not going to be encountering a lot of phones or computers or things like that. We'll grab something if we can see it, but I don't know that there is much. But, you know what? We'll make our fun where we can find it. If this is a potential branch office, I feel like... you don't need both of these beds, for one thing. Can you get rid of this bed? Can you just straight up destroy it? Yeah, you can. Let's get rid of that. Okay, you don't need two beds here. Okay. I would argue that we may not even need one bed, but let's at least take this and put it in a more, less space-induced, disrupting location. Now, if we could put the workbench over... Okay, are they? I think they are. I want to get it as close to the wall as I can. That's just a better use of that space. We're not going to use that little, this little hatch, and you still can use it somehow anyway, so it doesn't matter. Bookcase, I like you over next to the wall. Over here. And let's put you up on the workbench. Okay. I feel like this is an improvement already. Now we are going to want to fix this eventually as well. Takes 20 cedar. So I don't know that that's our top priority. And we're sure not going anywhere right now. So I guess I'll grab 2 hours. It looks like that's what we can get. It's a nice short storm. Appreciate it. So it can turn into an aurora. What's the local wildlife? Wolves over there, or possibly timber wolves. I think that might be timber wolves just based on how they're packed up. We'll stay in here. We'll want to avoid them. Is there anything I could do over here? No. We got plenty of water. That's cool. Look at the aurora through the hole in the ceiling. Let's get this note out of here. Here, put that up on the... There we go. It'd be funny if there was something on this windowsill and I missed it. Really, William? I don't think you need to eat. Do you have a book? We could read a book. Let's read about archery. So I'm very, very gratified that people wanted to come back to this series. I think it's a lot of fun.
I'm so hungry in my life.
This is going to be a bit of a side quest, but it's a necessary job. Alright, well, do you think you can stay off my back now for a bit? I'm really bad at identifying wolves at a distance, but I don't... The only thing that makes me think they're timber wolves is kind of the number and how they're moving around. Either way, we should be able to avoid them. I think I probably want to do some teas, though, before I leave. And have more torches. So, recording this as kind of a bonus, you know, we'll throw this one in every now and then. Allows me to move next week's series to Tuesday, where I'd rather have it.
Come on.
The new series, first episode is in the can. Having a good time with it. It is a good concept. I'm happy with it. Still working on the thumbnail. Since I broke up with Midjourney, the thumbnails definitely take more time, but they also require more creativity, and that part is kind of fun. Instead of just typing a couple prompts into Midjourney and just getting whatever it gives me, I have to kind of make it happen. Now, William McKenzie, I have a question for you, sir. Where the hell is your pot? Where is your pan? William McKenzie. I didn't do this. You did this. Will, you did this. Okay. You know what? I'm not going back. We'll make it work. Somehow. Okay, we're going to heat up those 2 teas and we're going to go. Do you at least have a can opener? You do. We will find peaches in the respite. I shake my head. Past Dunn. What were you doing, buddy? What were you doing? I'm very comfortable with my decision. I will say, I wish there was more game-generated images of Will and Astrid. I'm pretty much just kind of using the same shot. I did go through at the beginning of story mode, which I think is the only time you get like cutscenes with Will and Astrid, and I'm gonna try to see what I can pull out of that. And, you know, no judgment on other folks, you know, using AI for their art or whatever. I'm not interested in debating the morality of whatever. It's just a choice I made. And other people, you know, everybody's gotta make their calls. Not looking to get into a debate about it. There's so many rose hips and cattails, and I don't know how much Reshi there is in Ash Canyon, but there's so much rose hips and cattails that I'm not gonna bother picking those up. That means they're there for the way back. Do we at least have a hatchet? No. Do we have a hacksaw? No. Who's running this operation? What'd you do for 10 days? Just run back and forth to mount the dam? Ridiculous. Are you telling me we're going to go into Ash Canyon, one of the most sapling-rich environments in the game, with no way to get saplings? Is that what you're communicating to me? At this moment in time, if I walk up to the sapling and I try to cut it down, what am I going to see? Unbelievable. Well, thank goodness I'm here. Because whoever it was before me, that guy, I don't know what he was doing. Now, since we are playing our Lope run past day 10, things could get cougary, thus adding an additional element. It's kind of funny. I don't turn the cougar off, but I also don't engage with it. Like, wherever the cougar is, I'm just like, well, not going there anymore. Hey, Mr. Bear. I was watching a older review of The Long Dark by a YouTuber. I like his name. I like him. I have trouble with his name. It's Majulandar or something like that. And I like a lot of his Ultima retrospectives and things. Anyway, I totally agree with everything he has to say about story mode if you watch this video. One of the things he pointed out in it is that there is a necessary achievement that you have to get if you completed episode 4. There's an achievement you'll get. And it's like 2.3% of Long Dark players have that achievement. So that's the percentage of people who've purchased the game. Now that's how they do the achievement percentage, I think, is on purchase. So that doesn't necessarily mean that those people have played, only 2% of Long Dark players. It's more 2% of Long Dark purchasers. But that is a very low number. I'm surprised that number's that low. I'm in that category. I haven't finished episode 4. But he was talking about the Predators. And he felt, and I think this is more due to less time in survival mode than me, he felt that the bears were the hardest predators. And I feel like the bears are actually probably the easiest predators. They make a ton of noise. You generally know they're there. They're pretty easy to get away from. I'm totally setting up getting killed by Boris here. I find the wolves to be much harder. Yeah, you can't use a torch to hold off a bear. But a bear is way less likely to kill you than a wolf is. And I just think they're easier to get away from. And they're very much easier to avoid, and there's just less of them. Once you have a bow and decent clothing, bears kind of become big walking bags of food. And you're like, yes, a bear. You're like happy to see them. Now, they've started putting the moose here. 'Cause they're hilarious. Now, that's just my opinion. What do you think about bears versus wolves? To me, that's the conversation. Bears versus wolves. The cougar, no data. Cannot have an opinion. No data. And timberwolves, really not much data there either.
I could eat anything.
On some level, I think there he is. Putting the timberwolves in more maps is maybe an okay thing because it forces people like me to engage with them more. Because I kind of just took the same approach. It's like, oh, timberwolves in Bleak Inlet? Guess I'm not going to Bleak Inlet. I've started going to Bleak Inlet now because they're not always there. This is the Ash Canyon song. It says Ash Canyon in it. Ash Canyon. Ash Canyon. I was told by my buddy Koru that this music was introduced as part of Ash Canyon. Hey, dear. This is pretty nice weather, all things being equal. So the goal is to get the woodworking tools in this episode. We probably will get the backpack too, because it's just going to help our carrying capacity, which allows us to go grab more equipment and more stuff for the call centers, because we are going to be doing branch offices in many locations.
So cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
You're fine. You only think you're cold. Just think you're warm. And then you will be. I don't know that I needed that, but whatever. Wow, Ash Canyon just loves you. This is my favorite map. Annie and I were driving around yesterday because we got a new car. Well, we didn't get, we got a car that is new to us. And I don't have a truck anymore. Traded the truck in. I love the truck, man. I love the truck. But, I work out of the house. And I gotta say, there are entire, sometimes 7-day periods where it just sits there. And that money can be better used in other directions. So, we have a car now. All-wheel drive, though, so still good for Maine. And I like the car. So anyway, we were driving, coming back from that. Oh, no, I don't remember what it was. Oh, she asked me what my favorite map was. I'm like, oh, no, I don't remember what the point of the story is. Oh, no. And I said that it was Ash Canyon, and it is. And the number one reason... By the way, if not for the Peach Bee, It wouldn't be my favorite map. B gave me this route, and this route is what makes Ash Canyon work for me. But it just buries you in matches. It is so good for matches. The backpack is gravy. The matches are why I love Ash Canyon.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Sure. Are you sure that's all the way up? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, you don't need that anymore. Do you want to eat right now? Hanging off the side of this thing? Just so you don't lose our well-fed attempt? I don't know how good it is, but... Now, I know some people have commented. Those people. Some people say that, why don't I look where I'm going when I do this? Why do I look up? Because that's what I'm doing. Because I'm afraid that I'll screw it up otherwise.
I need to find food.
Nope. You're about to, actually. I mentioned this the other day, but in case we've got folks that didn't hear that particular one, by the way, I read every single comment. I read every comment. I appreciate every comment. And 99.999% of the comments are nice. Even ones that ask questions like, you know, why did you do this or why didn't you do that? They're always nice. Like, I really don't get mean comments, and I appreciate that. It's like one a month. The last mean comment I got was someone just saying, "Don't call it Lope. That's stupid." And I wanted to say, well, first off, it's my thing, so I'll call it whatever I want. Second off, I've got hundreds of videos at this point using that. I'm not going to walk away from it just because one dude on the internet said he didn't like it. But anyway.
What have we here?
Love it, love it. Another thing I love is the combat pants you get here. Generally, if there's a smart move and I don't do it, it's because I didn't know to do it or I didn't think of doing it. Because I pretty much talk out most of my decisions. Okay, dog food, good enough to get a can. Peaches also give us a can. More matches. We've doubled the amount of matches we have in the past 2 minutes. Sardines, probably not worth it.
Always use more food.
Very high condition. Speaking of condition, Will, yours isn't great. I don't care about that rope. Okay, let's open up the dog food. Mostly to get the can. And what else do we want to do? Check these pants. Or just straight up put them on. Did you bring a sewing kit with you, Will? I hope so. What kind of business traveler doesn't have a sewing kit with it? What? William. Okay, no, it's cloth. All right. That we can do.
I'm gonna need some first aid.
No, I don't know about that. That is a matter of opinion, my friend. And unfortunately for you, I have the only opinion that matters. I'll go again. I'll go again. I won't go again. Because I don't have any more cloth. Yeah, I do. These are my business pants, man. These need to look nice. Oops. Got another one.
All I can think about is
Damn it.
food.
Now it's just personal. Alright. Oh, another peaches and firewood.
Need snow if the
Will,
hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
Will, buddy. Here's your drink, okay? Grab the curtains. Now we got to think about, oh, more curtains. Is there anything here worth acquiring for the call center? I mean, I don't really think so. I didn't think we were going to find much, you know, tech here. Would this be a good branch office, though? It does have...
I could eat anything right now.
Okay, Will. You know, God forbid that I'm providing commentary to our audience here. It does have a heat source. We want, you know, people to be warm while they're answering the phones. We'd have to ditch most of the furniture.
That hurts.
It's not that conveniently located. We could deploy this rope, and then it would be a lot easier to get here.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Astrid complains more than Will. No. Will complains just as much as Astrid. And he can't breathe worth a damn.
That smarts a bit.
Grab these. So I think rather than assign days to this part, like I do
I don't feel so good.
the weekend series, like Burglar, it's like, you know, day 10, day 11, day 12. I'll just keep doing parts on this one. Because I think some episodes will have multiple days in them and other episodes won't have even a full day in them. Because right now I'm thinking, do I want to go farther? Do I want to try to get to Miner's Folly? If my condition was better, I might. But I really don't like it. And I feel like we'd be better served kind of staying put and just kind of resetting here. There's not much in our way in terms of threats between here and might want to make this birch bark actually. Between here and Miner's Folly, but you know, a good blizzard could sock us in somewhere, and then it's late, and it's, you know, it's potentially nighttime, and I don't want to take more damage. Do we have fire 3? Yes, okay. So I don't need this tinder. Drop that.
Come on.
So I definitely want to make
That's
some
done.
birch bark. With our one can, but we can open the other can. We don't have to eat what's in it. Oh, we kind of do, don't we? We can't empty the can out. $25 and $25. Good heavens. Well, we have the means to deal with food poisoning if we need to, right? Do we? No? Yes, we have plenty of reishi. Well, we have enough anyway. I'm just gonna eat it. Take the birch bark. Get that going. Make more. There, make the other tea. Eat this. Don't get food poisoning. Thank you. Now we have another can. Alright, groovy. Throw a little bit more in here. I don't know. Do I want to put... We'll put one in. Okay. What can we break down? This crate? Sure. Oh, sorry, Tease. I forgot about you. Don't need water. Get the herbal for before bed. Can't break this table down. Yeah.
I'm gonna need some first aid soon.
Nah, you're fine. Let's destroy this trunk, though. We're not gonna need that. Hello? Oh, we're in... I was like, what is happening? Don't forget to pick the cans up there, Einstein. Destroy the sewing kit. Thank you. Do we want the rug? How much does a rug weigh? Definitely weighs something, because it doesn't like we're overburdened now. 2 kilos and 2 kilos. Yeah, hang on to them for now. I can always drop them outside or something. I don't know if there's anything else here I want. Pictures, of course. Curtains. Okay, are you just gonna let that fire sit there? You gotta do something with it. Well, don't be mean about it. Alright, there we go.
That hurts.
Ah, it's fine. Alright, we'll let the rest be torches. Just jammed my my headphones. No, don't.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
No. Perish the thought. Okay, time of day. Probably can read for an hour. Nope. You're not healthy enough to focus on research. Of course. How ridiculous. Fine. I'll repair things. These are better. 55. We harvest that thing. We'll do that when it's dark. 99.87. Let's hit the 55 here. Will, you got to get better at this, buddy. All right. Drink another birch bark. Do you have another birch bark? Thought I made one. Nope. Fine. Don't do that. But I might want you to go outside for a minute. They're extra crunchy.
That hurts.
Normally, I don't use base customization to see in the dark, but this whole series is about base customization, so I feel like that's okay. Come on, Hobbly. Let's go hang on a rope for a few minutes.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to be able to because your wrist is sprained. Oh, my God, William. I try to do things with you, Will.
I don't feel so good.
Yep, you just said that. Heard you the first time. Okay, well, we can't read. We can harvest this. I could bandage you, but now I feel stubborn about it. Now, like, I just don't want to do it. All right, give me the herbal. Top it off. Sleep in a bed. That is right there. Sleep 6. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Normally, I would not use matches this cavalierly. But, we're so good on matches. That's never going to work well. Why did you choose that? I want to make another birch bark. If we're going to have to sit around, I want to heal while I do it. Wow, that actually did work. Alright, I stand corrected. There you go. Okay. The weather might not work with me on this. That's pretty good. Pretty good condition regained for everything we went through. Now we just gotta wait for it to be nice, or at least light out, because light time is the right time. How do you feel about playing cards in the dark? It's probably still super cold out. Now, another place I've seen Timberwolves is Miner's Folly. And while I...
Never been so hungry in my life.
Sorry. I'm stunned speechless by this for a moment, because of course it's blizzarding right when I want to leave. I'm kind of amazed we've eaten all the food we found here already. And he's still hungry. And I brought this flour and this oil and have nothing to use it with. Oh boy. Okay. Now can I read? Okay, so much for that. Oh, we could learn about mending, I guess. There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. Use another match to warm up tea? Sure, why not? They say the magnifying glass requires direct sunlight, but that's not always true. You can use them in fishing huts, I believe. And those have roofs, other than the one in this map.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it did, yeah, I did. Drink that. Whoops. Damn it. Too fast. Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Oh my god. Okay, so I believe the cougar territory is right where the moose used to hang out. So it's right at the bottom of the rope after the gold mine. So we'll just go the other way. And to be honest, if ever there was a map that the cougar should be in, based on what I limitedly understand about cougars, it's Ash Canyon. This is a hell of a rope. Not the greatest weather. Could be worse. Could be raining. God, can you imagine rain? Rain would be awful in this game. Alright, that should be good. Ash Canyon. Right now, we don't have any pets. We are on year 2 of a pet hiatus for a lot of reasons. Annie's health is doing better, but it really nosedived a couple years ago, and we also had an elderly dog, and it was just a lot for me to deal with. We were really sad, but we were able to find that dog a better situation than we could give it, and she's super happy now, and I'm happy for her. I miss her, but I just couldn't give her the time. It wrecked me. It wrecked me. But I just could not give her the time that she really deserved. So after 20 plus years of dogs, we're taking time off, you know, as you know, Annie puts herself back together. And, but we're talking about pets in the future. And I think a cat is more likely than a dog just because they're slightly less maintenance and a little bit more independent. You don't have to rush home necessarily for a cat the way you do a dog. You don't have to shovel paths in the backyard for dogs, you know, like I would for dogs. So she's always talking about names, and she really wants long dark themed names. She really wants to rescue like a pair of cats. Rather than get kittens, like rescue a pair of cats that are like bonded together. And so, you know, she talks about things like Will and Astrid, but also like Ash. And like, she's like, okay, what about like, you know, give me more names from the Long Dark. And so I would come up with stuff. It's fun. It is not something I see happening this year. We need to be in a stable place on a lot of fronts that we are not at yet. This is cold now. Yeah, that's fine. But it's fun to think about in the future. We're not always sure, though, you know? They're a lot of work. And I already have, even now when things are much better than they were a couple years ago, I have a lot to do each day. We had Pekingese most of those 20 years. And it was not a breed I ever would have chosen. But when one of my boys was little, one of his friend's dogs had puppies, and his friend's dog was a Pekingese, and we ended up with one of the puppies, and I ended up becoming very enamored with the breed. I find them very funny. So over the years, we had 3 different Pekingese and then also a Shih Tzu. And, you know, there was a point in that time period where I was laid off and we were, you know, we lost our house and we were living in an apartment and stuff. And so, you know, the larger dogs just very hard to deal with in that situation. A Pekingese is basically as close to a cat as a dog can be. They don't need a lot. They don't do a lot, but they're cute. The Shih Tzu happened because it just charmed me. I met it and it just charmed my pants off. And I was like, you know what? I need to have this. And she was an amazing dog. She was also a huge pain in the ass. Because she was smart. Unlike the Pekingese. I never could tell if the Pekingese were dumb or if they just didn't care. But the Shih Tzu was smart and wanted to play and wanted to investigate and needed a lot of attention. She wanted a lot of your time. Much more than Peaks do. At least for our Peaks, they just wanted you... Like, they weren't lap dogs. And they weren't like people say, oh, ankle biters. Like, that requires movement. And the Peaks I had really were not into moving. I used to call the one that we had the longest, I used to call her the rug that eats. Because she literally just laid there all day. Except for food. Food is the only thing that would get her to move. And she would move for food. So dogs are great, but dogs are also a serious responsibility. And right now, that's just not something I have room for. But you never know what the future will bring. And, you know, my kids have pets. So I can get my pet, you know, experience through them. My younger son has a golden retriever named Max. And it is the most prototypical dog I have ever seen. It is happy 100% of the time. It is so thrilled to meet you every time it sees you. Like, it's the happiest dog.
I need anything right about now.
Okay, well, the presence of that deer makes me very encouraged that we will not be timber-wolfed out. Let's send him that way. Or her, excuse me. Seems good. Let's grab what we came here for. This is why we're here.
This stuff will come in handy.
And now we have them. So I'm excited. So, having grabbed those, pick up a few chips here.
Too heavy.
No, oh, the chips were the straw that broke your back. Well, I'm going to head over into that other building there. This is also a potential branch office, this one, I think, because we could really empty this one out. Yeah, I'll be taking that. Thank you. Yeah, I hear you, Cougar. And I think I will take this save. And the next time we have an open spot in our rotation, we will do more call center as we go get the backpack and then head back into Pleasant Valley and start really building some great furniture for our main office, and also starting to branch off to some of the other offices. And maybe we'll make some adjustments to one of the buildings here in Ash Canyon, like we did in Timberwolf. So that is going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for hanging out, and thank you so much for supporting Call Center. A silly, weird idea, so I'm really, really happy that so many people like it. I'll be back tomorrow with more adventures in the Long Dark. If you could do the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, those do all really help me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.